You see, many times we parents assume that the negative behaviors or attitudes our children exhibit are as a result of things they picked up from friends in school, peers in the neighborhood, or some other places where they relate or mingle with other children. While this might be largely true, there are some things that parents innocently do around their children that negatively impact the character structure of the children. You're welcome. My name is Bisola. Thanks for joining today's episode. Even though we often attribute the negative traits in our children to external influences, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing few things parents do, sometimes innocently, but that have negative impact on their children and the way they behave. To begin with, the first learning ground for your child is the home. I know most of us assume that is the school, they teach them morals in school, they teach them this and that. No child begins schooling from the first day of birth. They grow to a certain level from the home before they start schooling. So the foundation of all they know is actually from the home front. One major mistake you can make as a parent is having a dual personality, being somebody else at home and an entirely different person when you're in public. Have you seen people who have the best behavior when they are outside? In fact, they are the nicest of humans you can ever come across when they are outside. They laugh, they are cheerful, they even play with other kids. But the moment they enter their own home, it's an entirely different story. The danger with this kind of behavior is that your children learn firsthand from you how to be hypocrites. Have you heard of situations where children behave a certain way or a child behaves a certain way in school and then the school summons the parents and the parents can correlate the two behaviors, how the child is at home and how the other child is in school? Guess where they learned it from? From you. You taught them to be super pretenders. So, as a parent, you need to be very careful. Be a real person. Be the same person your children know in private and in public. Don't confuse them. This brings me to my next point. You do more harm than good to your children when you instruct them to do or not to do something you are guilty of yourself. You teach them to be honest, but you are not honest. You talk to them about integrity, but you don't even have a trace of it yourself. You encourage them to lie on your behalf. Someone wants to talk to you on the phone, you tell them, tell the person I stepped out, or tell the person I'm in the bathroom. They are watching you. If they can lie for you, they will lie to you one day. So be as honest as possible when you deal with your children. One other way parents build resentment in their children, which at the end of the day affect how those children turn out, is by comparing their children with other people's children. Or maybe parents that have more than one child, you compare child A with child B with child C, and so on. This is wrong. This is wrong. What you are doing is you are damaging the correct image that those children should have of themselves. And apart from that, you are making that other child become an enemy to your own child. When your child keeps hearing you compare him or her to that child in his class that is always coming first or coming second, and you tell the child, that boy does not have two heads, that girl does not have two heads, it's a child like you. Am I saying you shouldn't encourage your children? No, that's not what I'm saying. I encourage my own children. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is outrightly comparing your child with another one, making it look like that other child is better than your own child. That is not the way to go. We can encourage our children. Yes, I encourage my own children, but ensure that you isolate that correction, isolate that encouragement. Don't tie it around somebody else's child. Yes, you can cite examples, but you all know what I mean. There's a way you go about these things. Encourage your own child. Tell your own child why it should be the way you feel it should be, without making that other child look like the standard or the yardstick for good behavior or for academic prowess. Don't do that. When you do that, you damage the image of those children, then sometimes these children become bullies. So they go to school and then they see that other guy as the enemy that is against their progress. Your name comes up every time in our house. You are the one my mom is always using to abuse me. My daddy always calls your name and he wishes you were his own child. That then your own child becomes a bully to the other person, to the other child. Please, please encourage your child, but do it in a very healthy way. One other bad thing that parents do that negatively influence their children is when parents discuss other people's matters in the presence of their children. You insult and abuse their teachers in front of them. You laugh about other people's inadequacy when they are there. Your children know the gist of everybody living in your neighborhood because you don't know what you are not supposed to say when a child is there. Then later on, your children also come to give you gist about people. Then you are wondering, how come this boy has become like this? How come this girl has become like this? You see your children laugh at people when they are in their very, very vulnerable state, and you wonder why they are like that. They learned it from you. Take it from me. They learned it from you. They learned it from you. There are discussions that should be for you and your spouse when you're in your closet that your children should not even know about. Somebody tells you something in confidence and you decide to make it a family topic when you are eating or watching TV. Then you are laughing about it and you think your children are not listening. They are listening. So they carry that person's matter to their school and to their classroom, to their classroom, and then it becomes a topic of discussion amongst their peers too. You are not teaching them what is right. Please. And lastly, on today's episode, you as a parent negatively influence your child when you encourage them to be greedy, covetous, or to have an unhealthy sense of entitlement. Your child picks anything anywhere without asking for permission, even in your house. While I know children should be free in their father's house or their mother's house, as the case may be, I still believe that children should be taught to take permission before they pick things anywhere. It doesn't mean they are not free. It doesn't mean they are boxed. It just shows they are doing the right thing. They are being accountable. I don't know the right adjective to use now. But it's just okay for them to ask for permission before taking anything. It's until the day your neighbor will keep something valuable with you, and then your child takes it thinking it's his own father's thing or it's his own mother's thing, and then your neighbor comes to ask you for what they kept with you and it's nowhere to be found, and then they drag you to the police station. Maybe that's when you will know that some things are not just right. Or your child goes to visit another child and that child doesn't want to let go of his toy or whatever it is, and then you forcefully grab that particular thing from the other child and give it to your child to appease his or her tantrum.
What?
Very wrong way to bring up children. You will hate what they will become. Your child will steal one day and they will come and call you at home. So please, please, do not encourage greed or an unhealthy sense of entitlement in your child. With this, we have come to the end of this episode. I do hope you've learned one or two things about parenting. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Which brings me to my very first point. Oh, welcome. How was training?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.